Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. We're gonna slide over to 8 at the table for our reaction video today, and we're gonna see what they talking about. I have not watched this at all, so we're gonna go full authentic with it. Let me just get this queued up for you, and we're gonna rock and roll. I hope y'all feeling as good as me today, chat. I feel good, man. I feel good. Almost back to 100%. I told y'all I was a little under the weather, man. Yes, Lord. All right, let's go.
We've been fed lies in our entire lives. Like, I hate when people say you can do anything you want. I hate when people say you can be whatever you want. I hate when people say there's someone out there for you. No, there's not. And no, you can't.
That's yours.
No, that's the reality, because when you live as such, you're left like, why am I having a poor outcome? And it's really because what you think you have the choice of. Is it possible? Hell, anything is possible. But the odds are like winning the lottery. And if we know how the lottery works here, right? I don't know how many millions of people play. Only one person wins. But for some odd reason, it gives the illusion of hope, which is like a disease. And then people just think that they can be the lucky one too. No, you can't. No, most likely you won't. So when we understand that, then that's going to make us understand, hey, look, that woman over there, guess what? She was able to find a rich man that loves her right. Most times it's not that way. Mm-hmm. Hey, that man over there, he thought that girl was going to treat him right or be what he wanted her to be. Most likely she won't. So when we understand that the reality is the odds of what we are, desire, like they gave us the paradox of choice that we can have and achieve any type of relationship, is not true. But it's funny, like when I think about it with proven concept, I also feel like a lot of things have fell off. Like marriage back if we go like 1,000, 500, 300, 200 years ago, marriage worked because there was even exchange, right? If it wasn't the partner, it was the partner's family or someone within that family. Somebody was putting in some type of equal value, right? But now we got this new theory of marriage where it's just love based, right? Where it's like, okay, if you make me feel some type of way, then that means that we can last longer or whatnot. But then 9 times out of 10, your feelings going to be shifted and changed for many different reasons. Sometimes you only feel this way because this person can provide certain lifestyles for you. When that person loses their job or for any reason why the finances run tight, they can no longer provide that lifestyle for you. Now all of a sudden the way you feel has changed. But if we really go back to the foundation of things, then I think proven concept works. But at this point in time, modern dating in totality has no structure, has no foundation, and really has no real theory. We have no real studies, because everybody who's really living in this modern day world of dating is probably like 21 to 29.
I think it all just goes down to convenience.
Okay, before I wanted him to finish his thought completely before getting in with some of my take on it. So this video is about the harsh realities of modern dating. As you can see, Rico just broke down his idea of what it looks like and what the realities of the situation are. I could say I agree with most of where he's coming from in regards to the realities of the situation. It's just one of the situations where the things that used to matter are no longer as important, and the things that are important are very superficial. And because they're superficial things that are at the forefront of importance for us, or for a lot of us, it's what we're getting: superficial results. We're getting, empty relationships. We're getting, failed marriages after failed marriages. We're getting, a lot of loose behavior out in the single dating market, which leads to a lot of unconventional family structures. If there's a family structure at all, there's a lot of fallout from it. And so what Rico's saying can't necessarily be combated, because the results are in alignment with what he's saying he sees it as. So far, I think he was pretty much on point. But let's see what the rest of them have to offer, because there's 3 women and 1 man here in this conversation. So there should definitely be some differences of opinions. So let's go.
Honestly, back then. It was just more convenient to be with one person and to just live your lives as a happy mother, father, couple kids home. And now it's just it was just easier to do. It was a simpler lifestyle. And now we're just overstimulated. We're looking at this, we're looking at that, we're seeing these girls, those guys, like, and we're traveling more. We weren't, you know, a lot of people that never even left the hood before. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm about to go to Atlanta, even if you've been in motherfucking Hartford all your life, and now all of a sudden, because everybody traveling, you want to go to Atlanta.
But look, here, check this out. Proven concept that having multiple wives works. This is not no, but this is not like the non-proven concept, or I guess I'm gonna say non-proven, but one of the oldest religions promotes polygamy. This is a fact.
Somehow,
yeah, but now everything is out in the open.
No, because we are saying we're overstimulated, right?
Yeah, but now everything is out in the open. So even if a woman didn't know, if a man was a great man and leaving and going to work, but his job didn't require for him to be at work for 10 hours and he could go and have another life at that time. Nope, everything is not being like, you can't be like, oh, I can see on your phone that you're not at work. Or, oh, somebody.
It's not even that. It's not even that. Like, she's not making a bad point, but it's not that. It's just that the modern woman is largely unsatisfiable. I don't know if that's a proper English word, but it is now, because y'all know what I mean. Like, there is no appeasing the modern woman largely. They're fairly unappeasable. Like, there is no contentment with them. There is no like, all right, we got a house, we got our kids, the kids are healthy, the kids are in school, you got a job that pay most of the big bills, I got a job that I don't mind and I don't hate, life is good. Like, there is no that with them. There's, okay, what we doing next? What's your next move? How you gonna level up? I think we've gotten to a space now where what your relationship look like on paper and what it presents as is more important than just having some solid, real shit at the crib. Shout out to the Correct Me If I'm Wrong podcast. What up, Mr. McBride in the building? Shout out to JD in the building, Justin Davis in the building. But yeah, so like, I think we've gotten into a space where that's more important, and that's what's hurting and hindering a lot of situations. Like, you have some women who will speak highly of their ex, and then you follow up with the natural question of, well, why y'all not together no more? And then they don't have a real articulate response as to why exactly they left his ass. Like, it's a lot of stalemates out here. And I think it's just because there is no pleasing the modern woman for real. And you have to find one of the rare ones that are still modest, wholesome, and as close to virtuous as you can get, and just sit the fuck down. Everybody should be looking for their golden ticket. Every man should be looking for his version of his diamond in the rough and just sit down. And lucky for women, some man out there's diamond in the rough is a woman that come with 4 kids, 2 baby daddies. Like, that is a golden ticket for some man. Some man who never had access to a woman that's just as pretty as you are, even though you got quite a bit of baggage with you. He's still gonna see that as, like, you know, one man's trash, another man's treasure type vibes. So like, there will always be a guy for these women. The women who are single is because they in a space where they no longer like the guy that want them. And they had their prime years to choose from men who probably would have, you know, been better for the long run. And they, you know, some way, somehow found themselves on the outside of those relationships, feeling like there's always going to be another one. And then they find out in a real way that the other ones run out for women, and not necessarily so much for men. That's a harsh reality.
They just posted a video at Walgreens, and I saw you in the background holding hands with somebody. Like, 40 years ago, that wasn't happening. So now everything is getting more difficult because everything is more.
Do you guys think it's FOMO?
I might say so. Fear of missing out.
No, do you guys think it's FOMO? Like, you fear you're going to miss out? Because I'm trying to think of it from an objective.
Fear of missing out of what?
So, like,
having a
you in
perfect
this
life?
house.
Hold on, before they get into the FOMO, Mr. McBride said They know why they left. It's just too embarrassing to admit it, so they lie. Mr. McBride also said, I told you it's always a sucker. I mean, other guy. Yeah. Well, that's what the wall is. The wall is because it's true. Like when women be like, I can always get a man, or I'll always have attention from men. For some women, they're going to look good their whole life. You know what I'm saying? But will they always have a man that they like, that wants to take them serious the way that they desire at that point in life? That runs out. And that's what hitting the wall is. They'll tell you, like, no, I could get married. It's a man that, but do you like him? And if the answer is yes, why aren't you with him? You see what I'm saying? Like, there's always a logical line of questions that you could give to a single woman that's going to lead around to her needing to take accountability at some point. And I'm talking about duck, dodge, slip, roll underneath that shit. Pull, I'm talking about got the best defense, Mayweather shit, catching shit, rolling shit, stepping up. You can't hit her with she gonna get around that accountability, man. Yeah. But let's continue, man. Let's go. 333.
You've been with this person for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. The gram is popping. The streets are popping. Like, yo, what I'm still doing? Like,
Now your life
I'm about to
is boring.
start.
That is a
now
weak
my life is
individual
boring.
that chooses divorce because they feel like they're missing out on the
But why do they
street.
have to be a weak individual though? Why can't people
I'm
just respect other
married.
people's feelings?
No, but I'm married, but I have a fear of missing out.
no, not even missing out. But what if missing out is more of, okay, I'm in a marriage that's not taking me to places that I feel like I should be going. What if I feel more stagnant, or what if I feel like I'm not able to do the things that I see people surpass? Like, I do want to be a multimillionaire. Why is it that I'm watching everybody be a multimillionaire and I feel like, okay, is it just because I'm content in my situation? It's okay to feel that way, to see everybody else progressing around you and then just feel, okay, you know what? There's something stagnant going on in my life and I'm watching everybody, hit milestones. And sometimes maybe that's the reason your relationship doesn't work. It doesn't have to be because of that person. You want to leave that person. Because
Well, I was just gonna ask, like,
That's
is
the
that
problem.
stagnant?
You know what she sound like? And this ain't even an attack on her. Y'all go back and watch my video where I talk about the silent shot clock. I have a piece of content about the silent shot clock. I give it a definition and everything. See, here's the thing about these women who do the comparison thing, right? They're in these perfectly good relationships with these perfectly good gentlemen, that they probably should spend the rest of their lives with. And they start comparing their life and where they're currently at to people who are further along in their journey for whatever the reasons are. And then they forget about the fact that there's a level of delayed gratification to their own personal journey. And that if they stay on their path and if they put a plan together and if they stick together, they will get the multi-millions that she's talking about. But it's about nurturing what you have. It's about nurturing that. Hey, you sit down with them, you say, hey, I want us as a household to increase our income as a household. And I have some ideas that I feel we can implement here. With what we already got set up, we could do this, we could do that. This will fit in realistically. You put a game plan together and then you chip away and you do what you do. Like, people forgot about building. And I get why y'all forgot about building. You go to a new development now, you buy you a house, you pick your little modifications on your crib, you pay your bread. On my mama, they just slap your crib up. Crib be done by the end of the summer. They just slap the crib up on my mama. So I get why everybody thinks shit's supposed to be in the microwave. But it's this thing that's called reality. And it's going to spin the block on all you delusional motherfuckers, male or female. This thing called reality spinning the block on all you delusional people. All of you. And you got to pay the piper. So that's why on the codes, we don't play with the delusions. We go straight to the reality so we can chart our course accurately. You feel me? Point blank and simple. So, like, that's that silent shot clock bullshit. Like, she talking about, but what if I want this and, blah, blah. No, that's no reason to leave. You push forward. If you don't see that type of potential in the man, how did he get you this far in the first place? You see, like I said, there's always going to be a logical line of questioning that come back around to self-accountability. It's just what it is. Let's go though.
like aspect of your life because of your relationship?
Sometimes it can be. Sometimes a person can be so content and like, you know, they don't have as like I know that I've dated people that weren't as big of dreamers as me, or people that were afraid to just take a chance or make an investment or do this and do that. And sometimes you're with someone who's going to make the let's just be safe. I've seen couples grow for years. I mean, I've seen long lasting marriages and relationships, but I'm like, yo, that person used to be like that person really could have gone far, but instead they ended up taking the safer route.
But do you
Yeah, I
wait?
can
Hold
see
on,
that.
I have a question. But is it like to a point where you start looking at outside of you so much that you become dependent of
That's
outside of
also
you?
true.
Like, I think there comes a time where, okay, you might want to be a multimillionaire. That doesn't mean your partner wants to be a multimillionaire. You know what I mean? I think sometimes we get stuck on our goals and projecting our goals into our partners. So if that's your goal, that's like your responsibility.
So do you stay with that person that you're not?
Well, no, like you don't. Like I think that's when you take inventory and say, "Am I projecting what I want into my partner?"
Wait, hold on. What? Like, I'm lost. Like, okay, so if you want to be a multimillionaire, go be a multimillionaire. If dude cool with his job and he good with the money that he makes, so he don't live an uncomfortable lifestyle because he good with his finances, he live within his means. If he good with the money he make and he don't hate his job, I don't think y'all get it as a woman. If for a grown ass man to get a job that he can sustain and live comfortable off of, that he doesn't hate, that is the jackpot. Because yeah, you can have whatever hustles and ambitions on the side that you gonna tap into. That's cool. You always gonna be able to do that forever until you grow those things in the shit you can live off of completely. You always should have a side hustle that you cultivating, curating, and nurturing. For sure. As a man, absolutely. You should not be striving to stay at whatever job or career you're in forever. You shouldn't. But you absolutely should work one and use that money to build. Why wouldn't you? That's not dumb. But to have one that you may have to work at for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years until your side hustle can be sustainable, to not hate that job, to not wake up every day like, fuck. That's the American dream especially for a black man, to have a boss that understands you and give you some grace every now and again. Man, come on, man. So for you to tell him, oh, well, why don't you go for that other position that's going to have you in that department with that one dude that's super strict, that's an asshole that already don't like you, that's going to have you coming home stressed every day, but you will make an extra $20K a year. So then it becomes about, is this about happiness, your mental health, or is this household set up to where we gluttony first? Bag. Even if working in that next position that you want me to take for that raise, even if that shit have you getting the worst version of me when I come home, do you still want me to go get that little 20 bands a year? Or can we find a way to get that a different way that's not going to impact my stress levels and potentially my lifespan? Yeah, let's get into some real shit. You see what I'm saying? But I think we got what we need from A from the Table. Shout out to 8 at the Table. Always, y'all make sure y'all tap in with their content. Mr. McBride said, don't nobody like nobody after 25 years. Comedy. Facts though. It doesn't look good to their social circle to have an average guy who is content. Facts though. And that's what I'm saying. It's more important about what it looked like to people than what it is. I think everybody should have a line of contentment. I might have to call a Audible and make that the code language for the day, like the contentment line. Everybody should have one. I'm finna start preaching, like have a destination you want to get to, and then everything you get past that, awesome. Like I once heard J. Cole say, like everything that he said, he would have told himself when he was younger to dream even bigger, because all the stuff he had dreamed of, he ended up going way past that. You know what I mean? Cool, bro. It's nothing wrong with getting to a point where you living the rest of your life on extra credit. Like, everything from here is a bonus. Like I hit my whole bucket list. I'm in cruise control around this bitch, helping others. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's La La Land. That's Pleasantville. That's cracking the codes. That's beating the game. Don't y'all get it? They teach y'all to constantly want more, so you never taste satisfaction. this idea of being constantly thirsty and hungry for more. Let's make it physical. Imagine if no matter how much you ate, your body always gave you hunger pains. No matter what, no matter how much you ate, you always felt hungry. No matter how much you drank, you always felt thirsty. It'd be too fucking much, right? But when it comes to talking about some paper, it's the exact opposite. Kill yourself trying to get as much as you possibly fucking can. And spend it as fast as you get it on all of our merchandise that we sell. And pay these high-ass taxes on it the more of it you acquire. Feed me, feed me, feed me. That's the machine telling you dumb motherfuckers. It's nothing wrong with wanting the little fucking house on the prairie, yo. It's not. It isn't. It isn't. It isn't. I know it's millionaires online becoming richer and richer, selling y'all information on how y'all could become them. But guess what? It's nothing wrong with not even wanting to be them niggas. I'll be the first to tell y'all, I don't want a quadrillion dollars. I don't want a quadrillion dollars. My goal, my life goal, my ideal goal, my dream life, it's feasible. It's feasible. Y'all don't know if I'm living it right now or not. But even if I wasn't, I'm telling you, it's so feasible, it's right there. And that's a peace and a happiness that most of y'all will never understand because you was taught exactly how to never feel like that. You was taught it's some people that's happy just getting a house that they can live in and die in. You being taught the whole time your first house should be your starter house, pull money out the house, get another house, rent out the house, move to another house. When you get in that house, do something with that house, get some more money, some more money, some more money, some more bread, money, work, die. That's what they teaching y'all. None of that shit is serene, yo. None of that shit sounds serene, yo. Y'all niggas talking about putting y'all bills on auto pay. How about throwing your life in autopilot? Yeah, I seen it. I seen true serenity. I seen true happiness. I seen my parents standing at the edge of the cruise ship on the boat 30 years into a marriage, hugged up, looking out at the open water with their sons being successful, having college degrees and shit. I seen it. Seeing them taking their grandkids shopping. I seen it. Y'all don't even know what real happiness is no more. This shit ugly, boy. Correct me if I'm wrong, said, there he go. He know he want to crash out. Let the clip go. No, I'm just saying though, bro. Like, motherfuckers be wondering why shit ain't working. You not living in reality. It ain't working because you're not living in reality. We off the reaction video, man. If you like what you just saw, support the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and jump in the comments. Talk to me so we could crack these codes. If you want to support the channel monetarily, go to my website and cop some merch, www.theclassiccodes.com. Or you can shoot me a Cash App. Either way, stick to the codes.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Hardened my heart.